Have you thought about becoming a patron of Kirstin Kelly? It's a mentoring program. It also means that you get to watch all of my videos without YouTube advertising and without these long intros. You get to jump straight into the great content. You also get invited to weekly catch-ups, live Q&A sessions, so you can ask any questions that you have. I cover all sorts of things from feeding, shoeing. So if you're having an issue with your horse, you can message me and I can tell you exactly what's going wrong and what you need to do to fix it. I also have, for my top tier patrons, a system where you send me videos each week of yourself riding and I critique them. I send them back and tell you what you're doing right, what needs improving, and what we're going to do next to make your performance even better. If you'd like to become a patron of mine, check out the link in the description of this video below. Today's video is going to be on transitions from walk to trot and trot to walk. This is one of my absolute favourite exercises. Now what I want you to think about, it's not just a transition. It's actually an exercise in teaching your horse to take his weight from his shoulders and sit down onto his hind end. It's the beginning of collection when ridden properly. It is one of my favourite for such a good reason. You need to practice them, but make sure they're done properly. So when we look at the horse moving here in the trot, he's about to do his downward transition. What we need to think about and visualize is piaffe. So Lorraine, think about piaffe, where the horse trots up and down on the spot. I want you to brace through your core and ask him to walk. Now you'll see there that when he made that transition, he went slightly stilted behind. So by making the brace through the core and hugging still with the leg, you're trying to keep that energy. Okay, now when he's walking along there, you can see he doesn't stay quite packaged up to your contact. So what I want you to think is that you're creating a little boiling, bubbling energy with the hind legs. Okay, so right there, don't think that you want him to move forward, think that you want him to bubble up underneath you. Okay, so you sit still with your upper body, keep your hands steadier, and now see if you can get him to jog behind. That's it. So you see he propelled straight away into the trot transition. Make another downward transition. Remember, visualize piaffe. So what we're doing is we're encouraging that lovely little activity behind, which was brilliant. Now you're going to make your trot transition. Visualize that the horse is jogging behind. So the upper body in the mind says stays walking, but the hind leg says trot, trot, trot behind. So it's often a little tap, tap with your hind legs. And you notice that the horse just went straight into the trot without hollowing. Come a little closer towards me now, Lorraine, that's it. And show me another downward transition to walk. Cluck as you do it. So, good boy. So you see there is the beginning of that engagement and collection. Cluck a little now when you want him to trot, but don't let him trot until you feel like the hind leg's active. Active, active, active behind. No. Yep, so whenever you get an ugly one like that, you walk straight away and go, no, no. If it's not pretty, we don't have it. Okay, ready? Think of that hind leg being active. That's it. Good. And then again, show me another downward transition. Piaffe. Good boy. So it came up and it resisted a little bit, but it actually took lots of hind leg, activity as well. Show me one more to the trot, but this time tap, tap with the little loose-legged tap, tap. Good boy. Excellent. So just remember, guys, that when you're riding these walk-trot transitions, it's about making the hind legs do the action. Good. So you see he stayed really active behind. Can you just show me one transition now where, pop back up to the trot for me. He probably won't do it because he's so used to doing them correctly now. But when you just think of pulling on the reins and not using your core and taking your legs off, what happens is the hind legs park out behind you. Can you demo an ugly one there where you just go woo with your hand? Yep. Excellent. She goes, that's awful, don't want to practice that. But that's just to show you guys that It's about create that feeling of piaffe, energized behind and light, and then the horse stays up through his shoulders and his back, and it keeps the roundness. If you just use your hand, you're handbraking the front end, and then the hind legs are going to park out behind you. Thanks for watching, guys. This brings us to the end of this lesson. If you'd like to join up as a patron, please check out my website, Kirstin Kelly Equestrian. I have heaps of information there. Get early access, no adverts, and heaps of other benefits.